Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Heather and as always I'm reading with a vengeance and I hope you are too. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing very well. I am here to talk to you about some books that I plan on reading in November. Not just any books. I am reading light reads for November. For September and October, to me, those 2 months are spooky season, Halloween season. Those 2 months are specifically for reading horror books, watching scary movies, being terrified. I love it. I absolutely love it. Had a great time reading the horror books that I read this past season. But now I am ready to lighten it up a little bit, to bring a little levity. Not only do I need relief from all the heavy, hard-hitting, dark books that I read for spooky season, but of course November is the month that kicks off a very stressful season for many people. We're talking about Christmas and Hanukkah and ending the year, getting ready to start the new year, shopping, decorating, gift giving, cooking, baking, all of that stuff. We live in a society where we put a tremendous amount of pressure on ourselves, specifically during that time. And so for my reading, I wanted to take November and just pick from my library books that are light and airy and feel-good books that just make me happy. I was really surprised by how many I found. If you remember when I was looking for books in my library to read for spooky season, I had no problems there. I have a lot of, not specifically horror books, I have a lot of thriller books and I have a lot of kind of hard-hitting subject matter literary fiction in my physical library. Finding books that are on the lighter side of things, more sunshiny, more puppies and rainbows, I was a little bit more hard pressed. Now I have a decent stack here, but when you consider I have almost 200 books in my physical library and I only have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 books that meet the criteria for making me feel good and happy and light for November, it was slim pickings, but it is a good stack. I'm really excited about this TBR. Now, am I going to be able to read 11 physical books in a month? Nope, but I'm going to give it the old college try because this is a really great mix of books. Even though they all fall under the category of light and easy reading, I have fiction and nonfiction, I have some romance, I have some good stuff here. So let's get into it. Let's talk about these books that I am hoping to get into in November to make my heart nice and happy and light. I'm going to start off with Emily Henry. I have Happy Place and Funny Story. I mean, can you get any more perfect for the vibe I'm going for here? Happy and funny. Easy peasy, right? These are very popular books. I have read Book Lovers, People We Meet on Vacation, and Beach Read. So far, Book Lovers has been my favorite. And I know between these two, a lot of people favor Happy Place. So knowing myself, I'm probably going to favor Funny Story. But who knows? I have weird taste. Romance isn't my go-to genre, but I do like Emily Henry's writing. Most of the time, I like her banter between her main characters. So what do we have? We have Happy Place. Harriet and Wynne have been perfect couple since they met in college, except now for reasons they're still not discussing, they're not perfect for each other. So they broke up 5 months ago and still haven't told their friends, which is how they find themselves sharing a bedroom at the main cottage that has been their friend group's yearly getaway for the last decade, their annual respite from the world where for one vibrant, blissful week, they leave behind their daily lives, have copious amounts of cheese, wine, and seafood, and soak up the salty coastal air with the people who understand them the most. Only this year, Harriet and Wynne are lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other. Because the cottage is for sale, and that is the last week they'll all have together in this place. They can't stand to break their friends' hearts, and so they'll play their parts. Harriet will be the driven surgical resident who never starts a fight, and Wynne will be the laid-back charmer who never lets the cracks show. After years of being in love, how hard can it be to fake it for 1 week in front of those who know you best? I think that sounds fun and sweet. Now, as far as lighthearted goes, I know Emily Henry, and this is why I like her book so much. It's not just romance. It's not just light and fluff. She does deal with hard-hitting subject matter, but ultimately, most of the time, you're dealing with characters who have like witty, sweet, funny banter, and that's really kind of what I'm looking for. So that's Happy Place. And then Funny Story follows Daphne, who has always loved the way her fiance Peter told their story, how they met on a blustery day, fell in love over an errant hat, and moved back to his lakeside hometown to begin their life together. He really was good at telling it, right up until the moment he realized he was actually in love with the childhood best friend, Petra. What? Oh, his childhood best friend, Petra. Interesting. Which is how Daphne begins her new story, stranded in beautiful Waning Bay, Michigan, without friends or family, but with a dream job as a children's librarian that barely pays the bills, and proposing to be roommates with the only person who could possibly understand her predicament, Petra's ex, Miles. Aha. Scruffy and chaotic, with a penchant for taking solace in the sounds of heartbreak, love ballads, Miles is exactly the opposite of practical, buttoned-up Daphne, whose co-workers know so little about her they have a running bet that she's either FBI or in witness protection. The roommates mainly avoid one another until one day, while drowning their sorrows, they form a tenuous friendship and a plan. If said plan also involves posting deliberately misleading photos of their summer adventures together, well, who could blame them? But it's all just for show, of course, because there's no way Daphne would actually start her new chapter by falling in love with her ex-fiance's new fiance's ex, right? So that sounds like fun too. I also have Great Big Beautiful Life. Is that the other one? Is that the newest one? I have that one on my Libro FM. So I have 3 Emily Henry books. And I'm more likely to get to the audio before I get to a physical, but I am... these are hopefuls. What's next? I also have Meaty by Samantha Irby. This is a collection of essays. I've read 2 other collections by Samantha Irby. Her essay writing is top notch. She is hilarious. The first collection I read was Wow, No Thank You, which was just fun, just laugh out loud, funny, hilarious. I also read Quietly Hostile, which I liked okay. There was a lot of her talking about health issues and bodily function issues that that doesn't, no. Didn't enjoy that one as much, but her writing is just enjoyable. It's like you're sitting across from her having coffee or a meal and having a conversation with her, and she just shares moments in her life that are just so honest and real and relatable. Meaty, I guess, is her debut collection of essays, and so this one, she talks about failed relationships, being Black, taco feast, bouts with Crohn's disease, and more. I think most people take collections like these and they'll read like an essay and put it down and then pick it up later and read another essay, whereas I like to just read straight through, and that was kind of the problem. I probably would have enjoyed that last collection had I not just read it straight through. It just got to be too much, and I might do that in November. Maybe I'll just read an essay and then read something else, and then read an essay and read something else. But then if I enjoy an essay, then I'm going to immediately want to read another one right away. So we'll see how that goes. So that's Meaty by Samantha Irby. This author never fails to entertain me. I love Carl Hiaasen so much. I have read all of his adult books. I think I've only read Hoot as far as his middle grade or young adult books, but all of his adult books I have read, blazed through them. They're so much fun and so enjoyable and funny and witty. And at the same time, he is really hard-hitting as far as his commentary on the environment and the importance of wildlife and preservation and conservation and all of that. His characters are quirky, hilarious, just so much fun to read him. And this is his newest book, and this has been sitting on my shelf. This is an arc, and this came out last year, I think. So this is Fever Beach. And let's see, we got the afternoon of September 20th, dishwater gray and rainy. A man named Dale Figo picked up a hitchhiker on Gus Grissom Boulevard in Tangelo Falls, Florida. All his books take place in Florida. I'm pretty sure. At least all of his adult books do. The hitchhiker who reminded Figo of Danny DeVito asked for a lift to the interstate. Figo agreed to take him there after finishing an errand. Thus begins Fever Beach, with an errand that leads into a sun-soaked world of right-wing extremism, greed, and corruption, in which Figo, a bungling white supremacist, finds his life complicated by two formidable adversaries. Viva Morales is a newly transplanted Floridian, a clever woman recently taken to the cleaners by her ex-husband, now renting a room in Figo's apartment because there's nowhere else she can afford. Twilly Spree has way too many millions of inherited dollars and an anger management problem, especially when it comes to those who trash the environment. I'm going to love this one. This is definitely going to the top of the list. So in Fever Beach, Viva and Twilly find themselves on a collision course with a world populated by some of Hyacinth's most outrageous characters that Hyacinth ties together and delivers to their appropriate fates in his wildest and most entertaining novel to date. So Fever Beach, can't wait to get to this one. Oh, another nonfiction one. This has been sitting on my shelf for a while as well. And this is 100 Places to See After You Die by Ken Jennings. If you don't know, Ken Jennings is the most winningest Jeopardy champion, and he has hosted it many times as well. And he's just funny and smart. And he put this compilation together, a travel guide to the afterlife. So kind of tongue-in-cheek humor. Ever wonder which circle of Dante's Inferno have the nicest accommodations? Where's the best place to grab a bite to eat in the ancient Egyptian underworld? How does one dress like a local in the heavenly palace of Hinduism's Lord Vishnu, or avoid the flesh-eating river serpents in the Klingon afterlife? What hidden treasures can be found off the beaten path in Hades, Valhalla, or the Good Place? Find answer to all these questions and more about the world to come in this eternally entertaining new book. This is written in the style of iconic best-selling travel guides, but instead of recommending must-see destinations in Mexico, Thailand, or Rome, Jennings outlines journeys through the afterlife as dreamed up over 5,000 years of human history by our greatest prophets, poets, mystics, artists, and television writers. These 100 different afterlife destinations were meticulously researched with sources ranging from the Epic of Gilgamesh to modern-day pop songs, video games, and Simpsons episodes. Get ready for whatever post-mortal destiny awaits you, whether it's an astral plane of Hieronymus, Bosch Hellscape, or the baseball diamond from Field of Dreams. So this is probably going to be one of those ones where I can read a couple of sections and put it down and then pick it up later too. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun too. And I love to travel, so this one just will be right up my street, I think. This next one, I guess, is the only real children's book I have on this list. And it's one that I found in a little free library. And there's just something about it that was enchanting to me. This is The World of Winnie-the-Pooh by A.A. Milne. And it's the complete tales of Winnie-the-Pooh and the house at Pooh Corner. Decorations of full color illustrations. It's just a beautiful addition too. And it's got, is it the 100-acre forest? Is that what it is? On the end pages, really, really cute book. It looks kind of hefty, but the pages don't really have a whole lot of text on them. So I should be able to get through this pretty easily. Oh, the illustrations are just adorable. And they're the original illustration of characters. Like, that doesn't look like the Tigger that I grew up with. Just really beautiful illustration. So I really want to get through this. Mostly, it is intriguing to me, and just I think it's going to give me the warm fuzzies. Obviously, it's Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore and all that, but I kind of want to get it back out into my little free library or somebody's little free library, because all the children in the world should experience Winnie the Pooh. This next collection is just so intriguing to me, and it has been ever since I heard about it. And this is a collection by Gillian Anderson called Want. And what Gillian Anderson did is she had all types of women from all cultures and societies around the world send her anonymous letters, or just send her letters about what you would want, what would be your ultimate desire sexually if nobody were to pass judgment on you. Like, if you could express yourself without judgment or ridicule, what would be your deepest, darkest sexual desire? And so that's what this book is filled with, and they're all anonymous. And the really fun thing about this is There's one written by Jillian herself, but you don't know which one it is, at least not at the time of publication. So as far as meeting the criteria of light and airy and happy, I mean, kinda, but this is more like a reading it and being like, oh, okay, so I'm not alone in my little dark kinks. I just think this would be fun to read. Also, empowering. I just love Gillian Anderson already, and for her to put this together, I just love her even more. Yeah, I think this will be a fun little read. And actually, I almost want to put this up higher on the list because I think it'll be fun to talk to you guys about. So let's see about that one. All right, let's bring it back down to PG or G rated. The next one I've heard so much about, and it's so funny because this comes to me at just the right time, because it's true what they say, the older you get, like when you get into your 50s, there's something about bird watching that becomes so fascinating and passion inspiring. So the book I'm talking about is The Backyard Bird Chronicles by Amy Tan. Not only did she write this book, I mean, we all know she's a talented writer, she also did the illustrations. Like, could you settle down with your talent, lady? I think this is a memoir of sorts, a gorgeous, witty account of birding, nature, and the beauty around us that hides in plain sight. Tracking the natural beauty that surrounds us, this maps the passage of time through daily entries, thoughtful questions, and beautiful original sketches. With boundless charm and wit, she charts her foray into birding and the natural wonders of the world. In 2016, Amy Tan grew overwhelmed by the state of the world. Hatred and misinformation had become a daily presence on social media, and the country felt more divided than ever. In search of peace, Tan turned to the natural world just beyond her window, and specifically to the birds visiting her yard, but what began as an attempt to find solace turned into something far greater, an opportunity to savor quiet moments during a volatile time, connect to nature in a meaningful way, and imagine the intricate lives of the birds she admired. And I can't tell you how much time I've spent in my backyard trying to identify the birds that inhabit the trees around my yard. It's so much fun. I love it so much. And I'm not sure what happens to us in our brains when we reach a certain age, but I feel like it happens to most people. It's bizarre, but just stand by when you get into your 50s, because birds will become incredibly fascinating to you. So I can't wait to get to this. This is another one where I could probably pick up and put down at different times. So that's on the list for November. This next author is one that I've read a couple of books by, and I haven't picked him up in a long time. I don't know why. I really, really enjoy him. He's got a quirky writing style. His subject matter is quirky and funny. And the author I'm talking about is Christopher Moore, and this book, Coyote Blue, which I think I bought on Pango just to get free shipping. I just added it to my shopping cart when I was buying another book. A quirky, irreverent novel of love, myth, metaphysics, outlaw biking, angst, and outrageous redemption. As a boy growing up in Montana, he was Samson Hunts alone until a deadly misunderstanding with the law forced him to flee the Crow Reservation at age 15. Today, he is Samuel Hunter, a successful Santa Barbara insurance salesman with a Mercedes, a condo, and a hollow invented life. Then one day, shortly after his 35th birthday, destiny offers him the dangerous gift of love in the exquisite form of Calliope Kincaid, and a curse in the unheralded appearance of an ancient Indian god by the name of Coyote. Coyote, the trickster, has arrived to transform tranquility into chaos, to reawaken the mystical storyteller within Sam, and to seriously screw up his existence in the process. I really do want to get to this book. I think I put a hold on Christopher Moore. The last book I read by him was Lamb, which was my least favorite. My most favorite was A Dirty Job. Hilarious. It remains my favorite of his, although I haven't read all of his books yet. There was just something about Lamb that kind of disenchanted me about Christopher Moore. I don't know why. It was funny and I should have enjoyed it more. But anyways, I really hope that this book will inspire me to read more of his stuff, because I do enjoy his writing, and He's got a wicked sense of humor. This is definitely on my hopefuls list for lighthearted November. This next one could arguably be misplaced on this list because I've heard that it's hard hitting as far as hard hitting your heart. It really gets into your soul, but it is a romance. Perhaps maybe it's more of a love story. And I don't know. I wanted to read this. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, and that is 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. Now, is this lighthearted reading? Maybe not. I mean, if you saw the other stuff on my shelves, you'd think that yes, this is this is butterflies and rainbows. So that's why I picked it for this particular TBR. 7 Days to Fall in Love, 15 Years to Forget, and 7 Days to Get It All Back Again. Eva Mercy is a single mom and best-selling erotica writer who is feeling pressed from all sides. Shane Hall is a reclusive, award-winning novelist who, to everyone's surprise, shows up in New York. When Shane and Eva meet unexpectedly at a Black literary event, sparks fly. But what no one knows is that 15 years earlier, teenage Eva and Shane spent one crazy, torrid week madly in love and have been secretly writing to each other in their books ever since. Over the next 7 days, amidst a steamy Brooklyn summer, Eva and Shane reconnect, but Eva's wary of the man who broke her heart. Before Shane disappears again, she needs a few questions answered. With its keen observations of creative life in America today, as well as the joys and complications of being a mother and a daughter, 7 Days in June is a hilarious, romantic, and sexy as hell story of two writers discovering their second chance at love. So I wish I had read this in the summertime, but summer has passed. Looks like it's been chewed on. Anyway, summer has passed and lighthearted November reading is here, and this is on that list. And finally, the book that I picked is one that I think will be extra fun for me because I live in the Savannah area, and that is Savannah Blues by Mary Kate Andrews. I don't think I have read anything by Mary Kate Andrews, but she has a ton of books, and evidently they're super fun to read. So this one, I believe, is somewhat of a mystery. If you think you know Savannah, think again. Landing a catch like Talmadge Evans III got Eloise Wheezy Foley a gem of a townhouse in Savannah's historic district. Divorcing Tal got her exiled into the backyard carriage house where she's launched a spite fest with Tal's new fiance, the elegant Caroline DeSantos. An antiques picker, Wheezy combs Savannah's steamy back alleys and garage sales for treasures when she's not dealing with her loopy relatives or her hunky ex-boyfriend. But an unauthorized sneak preview at a sale lands Wheezy smack in the middle of a magnolia-scented murder. Mayhem and more. Dirty deals simmer all around her just as her relationship with her ex, now the hottest chef in town, heats up and she finds out how delicious love can be the second time around. So I think this one will be fun, and I think it'll be just kind of a neat little romp in the town that I live in. And did it say steamy? Steamy's always good. I think it did say steamy. I think that'll be fun. Yeah, that concludes my TBR for lighthearted reading in November. Have any of you read any of these books? I would love to hear what you think, if I should bump any of them up to the top of the list. What are you guys reading for November? What kind of vibe do you like for November? Do you like to start reading Christmas books at this time, or what? What are you guys reading? I would love to know. If you don't really have anything to say, shoot me the sunshine emoji just to say hello down in the doodly-doo. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.